Hello friends, today I'm going to be ranking every Summer Slaughter tour on this lovely tier list that I have made. I could have made one on the website, but I didn't want to make an account because that's stupid and un-American. As you can see, I have just about every Summer Slaughter tour there ever was. I didn't include these Summer Slaughter survivors, or Summer Slaughter Canada, or Mexico, or freaking New Zealand, because other countries don't matter. As you can see, I have everything all set up, so let's just jump right into it. Alright, first things first, I'll just start with the first ever Summer Slaughter. I will admit I haven't been to all of these because this one happened when I was like 10 years old, and driving to that as a 10-year-old would be wildly irresponsible. Overall, though, I mean, it is the first one. It's a special occasion, of course. You have a lot of bands that were much bigger back then than they are now. Ion Dissonance, Beneath the Massacre, and of course you have Cattle Decapitation and Necrophagist. So that one's going to be an easy A tier. Overall, great time. Overall success. Everyone's happy with it. A tier is an easy choice. 2015. This one is going to be the D tier, and it's not through any fault of its own. It's just, it happened to be the tour where everything fell apart. I mean, you have Obscura falling off. You have After the Burial with everything that happened to them. So then you literally have like 6 bands. Arch Enemy wasn't exactly the type of band that you'd want to bring to something like this. A lot of people left before Arch Enemy played, which is always a pretty bad sign if the headliner plays to a half-empty room. 2014 is going to be an easy S tier. There was nothing wrong with that show. Overall, it's been one of the best lineups they've ever had. Even if I'm tired of seeing the Faceless at every single fucking one of these, I still think that was a particularly great tour overall. You had, Die Hard is Murder in 2014 was the biggest way to get any deathcore kid to just completely piss his pants. They were iconic. You had Morbid Angel with Dying Fetus. Within the Ruins started getting more traction around that time after Phenomena. I think Phenomena came out while they were on the tour. So overall, good lineup, good tour. 2018 is going to easily be F tier just because it has Era on it.
Why you bully me?
I even made it extra small on purpose because it was so bad. No, I understand that every now and then the tour has to have some metalcore bands so that they can make money and therefore stay alive as a tour. But especially a band like Terror Universal, which doesn't really have a fitting in on this stage. Really, Allegiant and Surreption and Entheos are the only bands you'd want to see out of that, and Surreption couldn't even play all the way through. So overall, it's sad, it's pathetic, I hate it, bottom of the list. This next one is the 2008 Summer Slaughter, and this is kind of a hard one for me. I don't always like when bands play separate legs of a larger tour like this. I understand with smaller things, or even with something like Warped Tour, you'd have bands playing a few shows only, but for just a summer festival of like 10 bands a year, I really think it's kind of unfortunate that certain bands couldn't stay the whole time, especially since Suffocation had to drop out in the middle of that tour. Overall, though, a good set of bands. Blackguard is a really good death metal band. I don't know what happened to them. Very sad. Other good bands in this one, like Suffocation, Origin, and really some top tier bands overall. So it's kind of in the middle of the road. I'll put it in the C tier. 2016, that one easily goes. I put it A tier. That was just overall everything that the tour should be. You have Cannibal Corpse, Nile, and Suffocation as like the top 3 death metal bands. You have your little Sumerian records, tip of the hat, if you will, with After the Burial and Slaughter to Prevail. You also had Ingested and Enterprise Earth and Slaughter to Prevail at a time when all 3 of those bands were relatively small in the extreme metal world, but they had a lot of fans that wanted to see them as a part of this. Seeing Carnifex is always a good time. Revocation is cool as frick. Cannibal Corpse is Cannibal Corpse. Overall, it was a great show. There was nothing not to love about it. A tier. A tier. A tier. Summer Slaughter 2012. I'm not gonna lie, this is a hard one. Anything that acknowledges Cerebral Bore is always a fun time. And, of course, anything that reminds me of Jump for a Cowboy. I miss them just a little bit.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Just a little bit. But at the same time, you know, Between the Buried and Me sucks. Periphery, I don't think this is their kind of tour. I think it's kind of easy to say so. Seeing the Faceless for like the 16th damn time, kind of shitty. I think C tier is the way to go. I think it's just a middle of the road sort of thing. The 2008 one easily goes B tier. I mean, you had a couple of snooze fest sort of bands. Not gonna name names, but a couple. But for the most part, I mean, Aborted, Despised Icon, you had some real big heavy hitters. You even had the Faceless again on this tour. Again, the Faceless is on like all of these, so that kind of does bring it down. But of course, right after Nocturnal came out, everyone wants to see the Black Dahlia Murder, this being one of those times. Cryptopsy plays the show as well, Aborted, etc. I already mentioned Whitechapel in 2008, I'm sorry. Whitechapel in 2008. I don't know when years are. B tier. Easy. 2017 was a fun year. That was a good time for everyone. I enjoyed the show a lot. Some people might not because it was a lot of deathcore. It was a lot of deathcore. I think it does go in B tier overall. They added Slaughter to Prevail, and then Slaughter to Prevail didn't make it, and they added the Faceless, and the Faceless just didn't show up to some of the shows because that was just kind of what they were doing at the time. But overall, it was a great night for me personally. Of course, playing Nocturnal in full, Black Dahlia Murder, that's like a big thing for them. Origin, Dying Fetus, I mean, they're amazing bands. They're amazing bands. We know that. You know that. I know that. We know that. You know that. 2013 was a rough year for all of us, I think. Again, I understand metalcore bands have to be put on this tour so that Ash can make his money back, so that he can continue making this tour. And if you are going to put a lighter band at the top, Dillinger Escape Plan is the way to go. They had bonkers shows with people falling out of balconies. And by people, I mean the vocalist falling out of balconies. It was some pretty crazy shit back in the day. Plus that with the whole Thy Art is Murder, Rings of Saturn, confusion, we'll say. Not to mention Peripheries here. Again. Other than that, I think we're gonna go D tier for this one. Just because, I mean, the bottom half was really a great lineup. If you brought that back now, I mean, you have Cattle, you have Thy Art, you have Revocation, you have Rings of Saturn. That would be a great show now. That'd be a great show today. But most people who like those bands aren't going to like the other half of bands. So it's just kind of a room splitter, and it's not a great move. I mean, it's okay. It's bad. It's not okay. It's very, very bad. 2010 with Decapitated. I gotta be honest, Decapitated never hit me too hard. When I first found them, I was like, yeah, cool band. And then when whatever that album was that came out like 3 years ago, I'm totally blanking on it. The one with the guy in his hands on the album cover. Yeah, the one with the guy in his hands. Duh. Good band. I never personally got into them. And I think this particular tour, I think this is a good, I mean, it's a good lineup. Of course it is. I think it's a little telling of what's gonna come to pass later, and involving more deathcore bands. You have Veil of Maya, Carnifex, All Shall Perish back before they fucking died. You have a really good all-around lineup. Vital Remains is fun. I will say, animals as leaders does not amuse me in the least. I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't amuse me, but it's out of place at the least. So I think an easy C tier. C tier seems reasonable. I think we can all agree on that. For everything this tour has done, this is a particularly middle of the road lineup right here. Right, the 2011 lineup is probably going to be the easiest S tier on the list. Every single band on that lineup absolutely slappeth. There's nothing wrong with any of them anymore. That was back in 2011 when it was a good idea to listen to 6 Feet Under. If you're listening to 6 Feet Under now, here's a tip for you. Don't do it. I'm just kidding, guys. You can listen to whatever you want to. 6 Feet Under just sucks. But jokes aside, I mean, the Block Dahlia Murder, when Ritual came out, personally my favorite album of theirs. You might disagree, but that's okay. You're just very wrong. Dying Fetus, As Blood Runs Black, Oceano, Flesh God Apocalypse. Even when the weakest link in your lineup is Darkest Hour, that's still a cool band. So S tier every single day, every single way. What am I gonna do, guys? What am I gonna do? 2019, where's it gonna go? I think this is the right place for it, right in the A tier. Honestly, that was a very good show. I thought the triple headliner thing was cool. It is a good way to have high interest bands play slightly smaller venues, but still get the attraction that this tour generally has. Lorna Shore at the time, of course, didn't bedazzle me. I wasn't a huge fan of CJ, but it's okay because he peed on some minors and now he's not a part of anything anymore. Also, Necrogoblicon was absolutely hilarious to watch. Talented too, I'm sure. Probably. I think I was just looking at the Goblin guy the whole time. So, great band, great tour. There's not a single bad band on this lineup. Except for the Faces. There you have it, everyone. This is the tier list of every Summer Slaughter that has ever existed. I hope you liked it. I hope you agree with it. But if you don't, that's even funnier to me. I actually enjoy that a little bit more. Let me know what you think. If you want to, there's a comment section so you can comment. And, of course, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe because there'll be more videos like this. Not like this, because I'm not going to make a tier list of Summer Slaughter tours every single week. It's a dead template anyways. Also, I didn't have an account on the Tier Maker website, so I can't keep doing this. But if you did enjoy it, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.